Labor Day. It's Mark. We're going to do a little something for Labor Day. We're going to do a little Texas Showdown. Today, we're going to do the Balcones Lineage versus their Texas Single Malt. I've had this before. I've never tried this. This is, I think, a relatively new product, but it is part of their core line. So this should be something that's going to be readily available for people. Let's see what I can tell you about Balcones. Balcones is a distillery in Waco, Texas, which I'll always remember when I moved down here. I think my dad had needed something shipped, and someone up north was asking if he was anywhere near Waco. And I was like, no, it's Waco, and of course the Branch Davidians have made Waco infamous. But anyway, Balcones, since it's been 2008 is when they started their distillery. They started actually distilling spirits in 2009. They make a lot of, I guess, different kinds of whiskey. They make one with blue corn. They have some peated. They do a lot of different things. I've only tried the Texas Single Malt. I'm not a big bourbon fan, as most of you know who've watched any of my videos or watched anything I've posted on Facebook. So anyway, they are actually a true Texas whiskey. I only really know of three. I know Balcones, Garrison Brothers, and Lone Elm are all true Texas whiskeys in that they distill and bottle in Texas, whereas a lot of the other quote Texas whiskeys their product is sourced from out of state. So they are actually a true Texas whiskey. I understand they have a very large warehouse. It used to be an old their original place used to be an old welding shop under a bridge in Waco. They installed copper pot stills from Portugal, and then, like I said, they began distilling in 2009. What else can I tell you? There are American single malts, and this apparently, from what I've read, American single malts used to be a much bigger thing before Prohibition, and after Prohibition, they pretty much disappeared. You're starting to see a few here and there, but they're not as widespread as apparently as they once were, or at least not as big a part of the whiskey industry as they once were. But the whiskey industry right now is booming. Reminds me of the craft distilling back in the 90s, but anyway, the craft brewing back in the 90s. So anyway, okay, so I can tell you this one is a single malt. This is actually a barrel pick from Longhorn. This is done in American oak, and this was a aged for at least 24 months in oak. Reading the label to you, it's the art of marrying barrels is an essential part of the distiller's craft. On occasion, a single barrel expression such distinction by virtue of excellence or remarkable character that it deserves to be preserved in its solitary form. Balcones single barrel embraces the variety of extraordinary qualities each cask can impart upon the spirit. So this is actually a single cask. So this one here is 63.4 ABV, so it's pretty potent. The lineage is actually, I think, 36 months at least. So this is 24 months. This is 36 months. What can I tell you on this one? Balcones Lineage Texas Single Malt is an expression that pays homage to both traditional single malts that have been a significant inspiration to our craft, as well as our deep roots in the heart of the Lone Star State. Taking cues from two distinct approaches to maturation and malted barley, Lineage expresses our appreciation for the past while forging ahead to add something substantive to the ongoing conversation that is whiskey. Now, the thing about Balcones, they do not add color and they do not add filtration. And you're thinking, wow, that's for a 2-year and a 3-year, that's pretty dark. Yeah, it has to do with the Texas weather and the heat here. They turn dark quick. You're not going to see, my understanding, I've heard that, you can't, anything more than 5 years in Texas turns to absolute rubbish. So, anyway, that is why these look so dark, is because of the Texas heat. And of course, way goes, they get a little bit of cold, not like we get down here. We get our winter's like 3 days. You know, I wondered if they would, if any of these Texas distilleries would ever, you know, put it up in Amarillo or something where they actually get snow. I know they get snow in Dallas, but not real snow. But we don't get any here, so. Okay, so let me show you the color differences. I'm kind of surprised that this one's a little bit darker. Maybe it's the way I have the bottle. I don't know. Interesting. We'll see when it's in a glass. Okay, so. Yeah, like I said, I've had this before. This is. I think I did a video where I compared this and a store pick from Specs and the one that was just over the counter that you could get anywhere. So anyway, it's definitely got a different smell to it. Okay, so all right, so that's about the same. So let's see here if you can see the difference. Yeah, there's clearly a color difference from the Lineage and the single malt. Let me swirl these around, get something on the glass first. Okay, what else can I tell you? Again, this is American oak. The Lineage actually uses some different barrels. They use American oak. They use European oak, which I believe was from Hungary. Which most times you see European oak, it's Hungarian or French. I think they may use both French and Hungarian oak in theirs. I'm not 100% sure. They also use virgin oak, and they use ex single malt barrels from the single malt. So they have new and refill barrels. They use Golden Promise barley in the Lineage, which is the same barley that is used by Glengoyne, which is a very low yield barley. So it takes more, there's more to it. You know, you're not whipping out a product as fast as you can. There's a little bit more to trying to get what you need out of the barley. So, and I also use Texas barley. So I use 2 kinds of barley in this. And I think that's about it. Okay, so let's get on to, you know, telling by the color now. Let's see what we got here. All right. Oh, yeah. I already told you that. Okay, I'm getting some pears. That's very good. Bready. This has a good balance of grain and fruit. Some honey, some citrus in the back. It's like a cinnamon bun almost, like, yeah. Yeah, definitely some cinnamon in there, some spice. A little bit of wood in there too. So let's see what this one has to offer us. Okay. Very different. Ooh, what is that? It's got a clean, very clean smell to it. Very. Oh, there's some fruit in there. Butterscotch. Very sweet. Peaches. Yeah. Okay. All right. So both very good on the nose. bananas. There's some getting some bananas on the single malt. Okay, so we'll go ahead and give these two a taste. So, all right. Toast, like buttered toast. Oaky, very oaky. Like cinnamon on there. There's some cinnamon, but really toasted oak. So it's almost like I said, like a cinnamon bun. It's got that that raisin and cinnamon and bready with that like melted butter on top of it. Yeah, like with that that frosting you put on top of there. Very sweet, very woody. Finish is long, woody, bready. Let's see what else we get in there. Got some caramel when it came up to my nose the second time. Yeah, pears. Definitely that cinnamon's coming through stronger now. Yeah, like a cinnamon bun in a glass. All right, I'm gonna clean my palate before I move on. In all fairness to the lineage. Okay, so back to this. Yeah, kind of gonna need more than that. You can still taste that in there. Very long finish. Okay, so this one's already gone way longer than I would have liked. Okay, so let's see. Very sweet caramel, butterscotch, peaches. It's got this clean kind of smell to it. Apricots. I'm getting some apricots in there. So, all right, let's see what we got on this palate. It's more spicy. I was really expecting more fruit on there, but a little bit of like dark fruit, like like plums, or dark like blackberries or mulberries or something. Got a lot of oak too. There's some nuts in there, like walnuts. More caramel. Sweet. There's some like cream in there, maybe. Okay. Let's see what else we get here. Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of dried fruit, and the nuts more of those walnuts, chestnuts and walnuts coming through. It really tastes like walnuts, maybe even a little almondy flavor. Cinnamon comes through. Again, a little bit of that dark fruit in the back, a little bit of honey in the back, but really that nutty, oaky flavors coming through. Finish is not as long. I think the single malt finished longer, and this is more spicy on the finish, whereas the the single malt was more woody and bready on the finish. So anyway, I'll go ahead and rate these. I think I like the single malt better. I'm kind of surprised because I thought with all the different oaks that I would like this, or all the different barrels, I'd like this better. But this to me, and this is older, but you know, honestly, I think I like this better. We'll go with I don't know. We'll go with like, how about a 5 and a 6 on those. So, all right, happy Labor Day. Have a good one. We'll see you next time.